Hi guys, welcome back to the mushroom market. Now I know it's been a really long time since I've uploaded a video, probably around 3.5 months. There's been a lot of stuff going on in my life that's sort of taken me away from YouTube, and then with all this virus stuff going on, that kind of zapped my creativity quite a bit. So yeah, I do apologise for being away for so long, but I did need to take some time out to be with my family and just have a little bit of time to myself. You guys know how it can be sometimes. So yeah, but I hope that you guys have all been doing really well during this time. I've still been creating a bit on and off, not as much as I normally would, probably more focusing on learning new skills, I think, myself, and yeah, just like I said, taking a lot of time out to be with my family during a rough time that we have been having. I do have a close family member with terminal brain cancer, and they are in their final stages. So yeah, a few months back we did think that was the time, and so I did take some time out then, and it's just sort of it's just progressing along slowly now. So yeah, as you guys who have I know a lot of us have been affected by cancer, but you guys who have had somebody close to you, you will know the process and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think I will just stop talking about that now, and maybe I will try and share with you guys some things that I have been up to during the past few months. Like I said to you, I have been learning a lot of new skills. I'll pop this piece of paper aside because I was going to create like a journaling card, which I will do, but I'm just going to pop it aside for now because I'm going to show you guys what I've been up to. So I've just been learning a lot of sort of new skills, so I'll bring some things in just to show you guys. So one of the new things I've been learning, if I can pull my needle out here, is basket making. So I did take an online course, and I have not finished this one. It is super wonky and imperfect. It's my very first one, but you know, that's just what comes with practice, and now I certainly understand a lot more, and I'll definitely make my second one differently. But I'm just working on the sides now, bringing my basket up, so if you can see that there. This is made from raffia, and this raffia here is a combination of just the natural colour, and then I also dyed this raffia in, I think it was red onion skin. I think red onion skin. It definitely wasn't yellow onion skin, although maybe it was. I'm sorry, I can't remember, but it was maybe one of the onions has made this a beautiful brown colour, or it might have even been avocado. I really can't remember now, but that's one of the things I've been doing. Just working away on this very slowly, because if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I started this one a while ago. So yeah, slowly but surely. Here's one thing. Another little thing I did is, let me reach over here. I learned how to make fabric twine. This is really such an awesome thing to do. You can make it out of the strips of fabric that you don't necessarily enjoy, and yeah, you join them together. It's, you know, there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube out there, and yeah, you can just join up different pieces of fabric really tight. I've got some shimmery sort of a sari ribbon in there, and then some brown fabrics, and you just go on and on and on, and you make your own handmade twine, and you can make it to different thicknesses and things like that. So I just have wound it around this spool here. I'll pop that one. That's another little thing I learnt. Another thing is I began making handmade paper from leaves. You guys know I absolutely love making handmade paper. I've been making it for a while now. I love embossing it and doing all that kind of stuff. And it's a great way to use up, you know, your paper scraps and things like that. But in saying that, leaves are far more sustainable than trees. So I started looking into making paper out of leaves, and there really is not a whole heap of information out there on the internet. But if you guys want, I can definitely show you how to make handmade paper out of leaves. This particular handmade paper has been made out of the yucca plant, if I'm saying that correctly. I don't know if it grows in other countries. I think that it might do, but I think that it has another name. But yeah, if you guys want me to make a tutorial on making handmade paper from leaves, I will definitely share with you all the information that I researched myself online. And this is beautiful, you guys. This is just something I am completely in love with. It is a lot of hard work. If you follow me on Instagram, you can go to my highlights and you can see me making this yucca paper. It's very informal video, but yeah, look, you can write on it here, which is what I did there, the 18th of the 2nd, which is when I made this one. And it smells absolutely beautiful. It smells beautiful and earthy. I just love it, and it looks beautiful embossed, and you can see that side there would be the side that you would write on, and then that's got a lot of the flecks of sort of leaves in it, because the yucca plant is obviously a green leaf, but when you boil it down and process it and all that kind of stuff, it turns the paper into this beautiful yellowish shade. So yeah, such a fun process, you guys, and so much more sustainable than handmade paper. I guess the only downside to this is if you are making it and you are making it for craft purposes. It's made of a plant material, which I know here you can't ship plant materials to other countries. It's just, what do you call that? It's like a biosecurity hazard. So, you know, you don't know what sort of things might be carried and transmitted to other countries. So that's the only downside about this if you're using it for crafting. But you can certainly make it and ship it out to people within your own country and things like that. And yeah, like I said, I don't want to get too carried away, but you can make this from a lot more variety of leaves. So I made this from the yucca plant, which has incredibly strong fibers. You can actually see some of the fibers in it. Yeah, you can definitely, I don't know if it's going to focus in, but the strands are just, you can see them all intertwined. That's another thing I have learned how to make. And yeah, absolutely love it. So I'll pop that one aside now. I'll stop talking. I have been doing some hand-dyed papers, which is going to be the next video that I shoot for you guys. I did take a sort of a poll on YouTube, and I think it just came out with the natural and botanical dyes just ahead. So I'm going to be doing that, which is great because I wanted to do that anyway. So if you guys want to join in on that, I'll just give you a heads up as to what I'm going to be making in this next video. So I'll pull one piece over here. These are ones that I have done before. This paper here it's obviously very marked, this one, it's not a great piece. This paper here has been made from beets or beetroot, so that's beet dyed paper. It looks very similar to avocado, but I use beets. The other thing I will be using is onion dyed paper. So this here is onion dyed paper, I hope you can see it okay. This one here is a very light shade of onion dyed paper. Depending on the time that you put it into the dye, it can come out a brighter yellow or a softer yellow. So there is yellow onion skins, beets, and then the third thing, which I don't have an example of, the third thing I'll be making is cabbage dyed, purple cabbage dyed paper, and that turns your paper a lovely blue colour. So those are the three ones I'm going to be making, and then I also want to do some sort of botanical dyeing. And that is going to be a bit of an experiment because I'm going to be using some things I haven't used before, such as marigolds. So over the past few months I've been starting up a vegetable garden, and I've been planting a lot of marigolds so that my garden is bee friendly. And I have been deadheading a lot of my marigolds and saving, you know, the dried petal sort of leaves and things like that. So I'm going to be using those in my botanical dye. And then I kind of thought, I might try some petals, and then I'm definitely going to try some eucalyptus leaves. Another thing I wanted to try, and you guys are probably going to absolutely crack up at me, but I know I'm amongst friends here, and I know you guys might think similar to me, is lately, this is where the thought came from, lately I've been wanting to drink a lot of water. So I have been buying these little infuse packets, sort of cold water infusions I guess you'd call them. So they will have hints of like watermelon or blueberry or whatever type of flavour you want to get. I noticed that this leaks quite a nice dye here. So you guys know where I'm going with that, right? Now, my lovely, lovely mother, she came home with a bunch of free samples of this. And these are what they are. These Twinings infused. You guys here in Australia will definitely know these. Maybe in England, because Twinings, I think that's an English brand. And you guys elsewhere will definitely have a version of this. They smell amazing. They are just little tea bags. You can get them on sale quite often. I thought I would experiment with this. I know it's strange, but I just, you know, the curiosity got the better of me, and you can see all of these little ground up things that I know are going to leak a beautiful dye. So I was kind of thinking I would tear open the tea bag and sprinkle it over paper, and yeah, it's going to be an experiment, you guys, because I haven't tried it before. So if it doesn't work out, you guys will know about it. But I just love this. It smells absolutely divine. This one is watermelon, strawberry, and mint. So yeah, we'll see, you guys. I know it's an absolute crack up, but I'm gonna give that one a go. And anything else? I'm not too sure, but those are the things I know I'm definitely going to be doing in the next upcoming videos. So what I might do now is I'm just going to start. Oh, the other thing I've been making is a journal. So I've actually got two going. The second one is in an earlier stage than this. So I kind of had this idea to make a cover out of wallpaper. So what I've done here is I've used my sort of, what do you call this die? Hexagonal die, I guess. I've used my hexagonal die on pieces of wallpaper that I have, or ones that I've been gifted. I think I got gifted this beautiful one. And I've sort of collaged them all over the cover here. And I've got the back side of it here. So these are going to be some upcoming journals that I'm making. Hopefully I'll have them ready in a few weeks actually. And inside here is some authentic 1800 Victorian images. So these came from a Victorian book that I purchased. And what I've done there is I've just cut out, because this was originally one sheet, of the wallpaper that I put together, and then I just die cut this sort of frame out and place this lovely image there. And then the spine has been covered with some silk who I got from my lovely friend in Japan. And yeah, so I've been working on this. It's definitely nowhere near done. I've just sort of finished loosely putting my signatures together. It's very sort of still messy. There's a postcard in there that I just popped in there. So I've just been making a lot of pockets. Been having a lot of inspiration from amazingly talented people over on Instagram. They are, gosh, there's some beautiful journals over there. So yeah, I've just been working on just signatures. This will have 4 signatures. This is the front actually of here. You can see it. That's actually quite cool. Fits perfectly in there, but I thought I would make this into a journaling card. And then that's the beetroot dyed paper on the back. And then yeah, I just invested in a crocodile, so I tried it out on this tag. So that is what I have been doing, making this journal here. So that is why I'm gonna sit here and make some, well, make a journaling card from these wallpaper sort of dies here. And I'm going to kind of keep in the same sort of colour combo as this. And yeah, we can have a little chat. So I'll just grab my glue. This is just, yeah, the onion dyed paper. I just cut this to something like 3 by 7 or something, I think. 3 by 5 inches, I think, yes. So I'm just going to sit here and do this. I think I will probably choose, because this is a smaller piece, I might choose just a couple of different, I'll bring you guys down. Oh, wrong way. A couple of different patterns I'm thinking. What do I have here? This one's not on the front cover though, but I don't know if I should use it or not. I mean, maybe. I think it'll be fine. Alright, we'll get started. So yeah, I hope you guys have been keeping well and healthy in this sort of crazy time that we're all going through at the moment. Goodness, it was such a shock to think something like this would happen. I know that I'm talking about coronavirus, by the way. I know that when it first started happening, I didn't think too much of it. Because I guess we've had sort of similar things happening in the past with SARS and things like that. I just want to line this up properly here, guys, because you got to get that first one lined up correctly. Yeah, so I kind of just thought it was something that would go away. So I didn't really think too much of it, and then yeah, it started to get worse and worse. So yeah, it's been not so bad here in Australia, definitely compared to other parts of the world. My thoughts are with everyone who are in those countries, and the United States and Italy and, you know, the UK. They're all just, yeah, it's all just terrible over there, just watching the news and things like that. But we are actually coming out of restrictions tomorrow here in Queensland, because we've had sort of, I think, 0 cases, or you know, maybe like 1 or 2 in the past few weeks. So they decided to start lifting the restrictions. Let me just see where this is going to go nicely. I don't think I'll be too fussy, because I think it looks nice and sort of eclectic anyway. Our country actually didn't go into a full lockdown, which is, I think, level 5, I think. We got to level 4, which is very similar to level 5. You know, you can't leave your suburb and things like that. But now we are, from tomorrow, we are allowed to go to the beaches again and go to the national parks and eat sort of like picnics and things like that. We're allowed to do that. I hope that's not too zoomed in for you guys. So yeah, that's tomorrow, but I'm a bit cautious, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I am a little bit cautious, and I think that I'm probably going to maybe just stay home this weekend, because I kind of feel like everyone's going to go out, and yeah, I don't want to risk that, because you just don't know what's in the community. You don't know what's you just don't know what's around. There might be people that are asymptomatic. So I might, I'll put that one down there, I think. So I am thinking I might just stay home this weekend, and yeah, I would rather be safe than sorry, I think, especially because I do have health issues and autoimmune disease and that kind of lovely stuff, so it's kind of important for me to look after my health so that I can function at my best for my family. So okay, we'll pop that one there. I hope this doesn't take too long because you guys will probably be sick of sitting, watching me do this. So, might pop. And you know, you can do this with, you know, different shapes like squares, obviously squares and things like that. It's nothing new. You can do this with scrapbook paper and things like that. I just happen to do it with wallpaper. I like the look of it. And yeah, if you can get other dies that sort of go well together, that fit in like a puzzle like this, then that would definitely make very, very interesting cover to your journal or journaling cards and things like that. Yeah, or give it a go with scrapbooking paper, or, you know, vintage papers. You could do that. That would look really awesome actually if you did sort of just, if you took a bunch of vintage papers and you could do like music paper, vintage lined papers, and keep it sort of in amongst those tones with maybe, you know, just plain, and that would be very interesting with sort of maybe written paper, and that would be kind of cool, I think. Let me just reach over here because I did spot another one of that pattern there. So I might pop, maybe this one should go up here. And yeah, I've really been missing thrifting, you guys, but I have been online shopping quite a bit, which is, you know, it's not good for the wallet. Especially because I find thrifting is a lot cheaper than eBay, but I have managed to get some things off eBay, and I might share them with you guys after I've done this. But I'm not usually one that shops online a whole heap because I'm impatient and I don't like waiting for mail. So I'm trying to think what I'm going to put up there because I don't really like to keep ones next to each other. I could, yeah, I'll just pop that one there. So I thought I would jump on and just sort of do a very, very casual video today to try and ease my way back into YouTube. Let's pop that there. So yeah, the video might be a bit all over the place, so I do apologise if that's the case. But it is getting lovely and cool here now. I think we're sort of finally seeing the end of summer, even though technically we're in autumn. It's still quite hot. I'll put that one there. And yeah, we've had a bit of a cold sweep come up through, and it's a beautiful roundabout. Oh, what is it? You guys probably aren't interested anyway. No, that was at 8:21. I think it's 23 degrees. So it is lovely and cool, which means I can actually be in my craft room a lot more. Because as you guys know, in the summertime here, I've got no windows in this room. It's unbearable, so I cannot be in here for too long. I'm gonna put that one there because I think I'll put this one here. And I'm just using fabric glue for this because it's stronger. But I do usually go around the edge of this with sewing as well, and then I'll add a bit of twine, I think, to the top of it, or ribbon, or yeah, probably twine because that's what I've been doing with this journal. Try and move quite quickly here so we can be done. And yeah, I think all the supermarkets and things like that are finally starting to get back to normal. I did notice when I was out doing my weekly shop that there was finally some things back in stock. Not everything, but yeah, a lot of things were back in stock. We're a bit short on eggs actually here in Queensland. I'm not too sure why, but we are. Should I pop here? I think, yeah, we'll pop this one here. These are a lot of work to do, but I think they're quite effective. And they'd actually be good if you made one up and then you scanned it digitally and then you could just reprint them and have your own sort of patterned tags that you've made up. And that one's not really meeting the edge there properly. I've gone askew somewhere in my pattern here, but I think it'll be okay. I can always trim down a little bit if I want to. And yeah, I did notice that they do look quite nice with a bit of an image on them. Do I have something like a black and white image that sort of counters all the colourful pieces? So this is from the Victorian book that I got. What else do we have here? I might pop this one over here. And actually, was it yesterday? No, not yesterday. The day before. Oh, we had our first snake in our backyard. I did show it over on Instagram. Oh, it was awful. Absolutely awful. I was making some lunch actually in my kitchen, as you do, and I had my back door open just with the screen across, and I heard my neighbour just yelling out to me over the back, hello, hello, and I was like, oh, this is strange, because I haven't actually really met these people before. And so I went out there and he just said, oh, there's a snake that's come from my backyard to your backyard. So he's gotten through the fence somehow, I think, and yeah, he was there, which was very, very scary. And originally I thought it was a Eastern brown, because it was brownish in colour, and not all Eastern browns are a real brown colour. So I got the absolute fright of my life, and he blended in very, very well too, which was scary, because I do have my beautiful dog Baxter, and he loves all things, you know, lizards and spiders and that kind of thing. He loves them. So luckily he was inside at the time, so I completely freaked out and had to call the snake catcher, because you just can't be sort of trying to catch these snakes yourself, you know, especially if you think it's an Eastern brown or whatever. You just don't know, because there are so many types of snakes here in Australia. So anyway, after about 15 minutes, because I watched it and it did slither through our yard, very camouflaged in the grass, even though our grass is not very long at all, it still hid very, very well, and it made its way up the side of our yard and under our gate and into our front yard, and then it went to our neighbour's house. So I had to go and alert her, and she was terrified. So anyway, we waited about 16 minutes for the snake catcher to come, and he said it was a yellow-faced whip snake, which is venomous, and can be, you know, particularly dangerous to young children, so I imagine definitely dangerous to animals, and they can produce a really painful bite, and they do belong to a dangerous family of snakes. So yeah, I was not happy about that, and it was a female, fully grown female, and they did say that these particular snakes live in like families, like groups, so it will have, you know, uncles and aunts and nieces and nephews, and it was a female, so it's probably got, you know, babies and husband, and so yeah, I'm not too happy about hearing that. I now have to be very cautious, knowing that they're definitely around. I think you can get a bit complacent too, especially when you live across the road from bushland and things like that. And yeah, we do have a like a rock retaining wall at our house, and it has lots of cracks and things like that, which are perfect for snakes to hide and live in, and they are in there with, you know, catching lizards and things like that, so it's the perfect spot for them. And we have quite a large retaining wall, so got a bit of glue there, but I think that's okay. It's not too bad. So yeah, now I'm sort of very, very cautious with letting my dog out. I hope that I've got enough of the pink here. Just going to try and finish this one up. What else do we have? We could put the yellow here. Yeah, so that was my heart attack for the other day. Yeah, it was not fun. I am so afraid of snakes. So, but when the snake catcher came, they had a little boy with them, their son, and he just jumped out the car and ran straight over. So he's completely used to them, I think. But yeah, I do worry about my dog, so every time now that he goes out, I'm sort of scouring the backyard because I'm so worried about how much they blend in. I think we'll pop, hope you guys can see, I hope I'm in frame. Yep, we'll pop that one there. And then I'll sew it a little bit after. I'm trying to keep the patterns, it's not really upright. I was trying to keep the flowers upright. I don't know that I've done a good job with that one. So I'll pop that one there. And then I think I'll just finish off down here with this bluish pinkish one. So this is a great way to use up rolls of wallpaper if you have purchased them, because they do go quite a long way, those rolls of wallpaper. Pop that one here, just chop it off, and now I'm going to have to go around, and I keep all of these little offcuts so that I can sort of use them to fill in the gaps. Let me see. So I might pop pop that one there. This part here might be a little bit boring for you guys to watch, so I might finish it up, skip ahead. What I might do, you guys, is because you've just seen me do this process, I don't want to bore you any further, I might just go off camera and finish up these little side pieces. So yeah, like I said, these sort of off-cut pieces, I keep those just to use in these little gaps here. So I'm going to go off camera now, and I'm going to fill those little gaps in there, and then I'm going to do just a border. So yeah, it's just a plain white border. Better plug my sewing machine in actually. Where did I put that one? Nope. Find it. Here it is. So yeah, essentially exactly like this. I'm just going to go around with a pretty neutral, I think it's cream coloured thread, and then I'll come back and pop an eyelet in there, so I'll be with you in 2 seconds. Alright you guys, so I'm back now, and I just finished off just the side pieces here, filling in the little gaps there, and I did do some stitching. I don't know if you guys will be able to see, it's very very subtle here. So what I'm going to do now is just punch a hole. I've got to get used to this crocodile actually. That's where you punch, okay. Sorry you guys, I hope you can see me okay. Yeah, I'm probably not doing this correctly, but hopefully it works. So I'm just going to choose, I think, this pink one here. The same, I'm going to keep it similar to this. And then base and top. So this is only the second time I've used this, so let me just make sure that's in there. I hope that's okay. I hope that's pressed down okay. And got a lovely little eyelet there. You can definitely use paper ones. I just got a bunch of these on special. So that's why I'm using them. I'm just going to cut some twine. This is actually wrapping twine, so it's not as... Some of the twine that you can get is quite rough. So this is quite a nice smooth one. I definitely cut too much. Just poke that through here. And we have made our tag. I'm going to keep a bit of length on that. There. So there is our wallpaper journaling tag, journaling card. Very, very, very similar to that. So yeah, like I said, you guys can definitely make these out of scrapbooking paper and things like that. It's not a new thing, but yeah, it's just something I wanted to play around with. And there's the yellow onion dyed paper on the back. It's got some imperfections, but you can write on that there, and it can go in, you know, pockets and things like that here. I think I'm a bit zoomed out, aren't I? Zoomed in, I should say. There we go. Sorry about that. And this is just like a tag made from wallpaper there. That's a lovely postcard that I've got that I'll keep to the side. So that is that, you guys. A little bit of crafting today. And like I said, let me see if I can zoom out. Nope. Zoom out a little bit more. I have been doing some shopping on eBay because I can't shop in the thrift shops anymore. So I thought I would show you some of the things I've been purchasing. These two I got in the mail. Maybe I should come in a little bit for these. These two I got in the mail actually just yesterday. And what I've been doing is just sort of filtering, you know, my search engines and stuff like that, and seeing what's around in the collectible sort of category. And these two I picked up for like $2 each with free postage, I think. So really, really cheap. And they're from the 1920s, I believe. And this is hand painted on here. It's a handmade card from the 1920s. And it's got, gosh, I don't know, it's German maybe in there. So yeah, lovely, lovely little handmade card or booklet. I'm not actually too sure exactly what that is. So there's that one, and then this one here is a bit larger. Beautiful handmade Christmas card. And yeah, it's just this piece of plastic, and you can see they've done embossing around the edging there. And this one says Happy Christmas. So absolutely beautiful. Look how old it is. So I grabbed those two in the mail yesterday. What else do we have here? I will show you the Victorian books that I got. So absolutely falling apart, you guys. This one is anyway. So I got it for a bargain because it was absolutely falling apart. Does this one? Yeah, this one comes in here. These were some of the images I was choosing for my journal. They have absolutely beautiful Victorian images. It's called the Girl's Own Paper. So yeah, it's from 1881. Absolutely falling apart. I think, I can't remember how much I spent, 20 something, I think, which I think is a really good deal for something that is this old, you know, well over 100 years. Absolutely beautiful Victorian images, and there's a lot in here. So this would go far. It cost originally 1 penny. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Socks, and they actually have like correspondence and things. So you have letters that were written in by young women, young girls at the time, and they responded back to them. And oh, it was some of the responses from whoever I think, responded from this paper, wrote was just absolutely, just, some of them were quite funny actually, but I guess it's just the custom at the time. But look at this, beautiful. Looks like an envelope. These, you know, when I've been cutting the originals out, I have been making sure to scan them first, so don't worry about that. I have the scans of my original pieces here. So this is one of these beautiful images. One of the things I got, so I'll pop that one aside. It is called the Girl's Own Paper. If you want to have a look for this on eBay in your own country, maybe you can find something similar. I know they can get quite expensive, these ones, because I did see ones in better nick than this. The other book I got, I think, is called the Quiver, I think it's called, and it's another Victorian book that is earlier or later, I'm not too sure. And I got this one for a really, really good price as well. So yeah, the Quiver, which is an illustrated magazine for Sunday and general reading. And this is from 1885, so yeah, it's a little bit later. No, earlier actually, and it's in much better condition. And it doesn't have as many illustrations, but it still has some lovely illustrations. Not quite as lovely as I think the Girl's Own Paper is, but still really beautiful. There's 700 pages in this, which is, you know, you have an abundance of beautiful, authentic Victorian ephemera that you could, you know, cut out of here if you wanted. I know it's definitely hard for some people, and but there's a few of these books around, and you can make scanned images if you didn't want to cut them out and use those. This lovely lady here. This girl here, I did not pull her out of this book, she fell out, so this one I have not pulled apart, but she fell out and then I was contemplating using her on the cover. Yeah, just gorgeous illustration, that one. So that one is called the Quiver. You can definitely look that up if you're interested in this Victorian book. Well, it says it's a magazine, but it's in a book, so it's in a very, very, very good condition for its age. So there's that one. I'll pop that one aside. Got something else here that is a very, let me just pop these down, you guys. Very, very, very brittle. And I'm not going to be able to fit it all in frame, but this is a Victorian scrapbook, and these are very, very rare to find, and I happened to find one in Australia, and it said local pickup only, but I messaged them and they said they would ship it to me. Once again, I got this for a really good price because it's absolutely falling apart, and I don't... Oh, there we go. I can zoom out a little bit more so you can see how big this is. It's huge. And it's absolutely falling apart. It says made in Germany. It's got this beautiful angel here. So the pages in this are just so brittle. They're probably going to break even as I turn them. But I do not think that I could take these die cuts off here. Yeah, I don't think I can bring myself to. Oh, sorry you guys, hang on 1 second. Just try and fix this up a little bit. You're not going to be able to see the whole page here, but yeah, as you can see, really, really rough condition. But it's just full of beautiful Victorian dies. And I was sitting there thinking, how did these... Look at this one. How did these scrapbooks come to be? I was really fascinated, and then I sort of did a little bit of research, and it turns out that these kinds of things were sold specifically like in packs for people to make the scrapbooks out of. So look, it would not take much for me to get these dies off if I wanted to, and I don't know. Let me know what you guys think anyway. I'm just back and forth on it because a lot of them are falling apart, the paper's breaking. Would it be worth it for me to actually soak these Victorian dies off or not? Yeah, I don't know. Because of the paper, it's hard because the paper is absolutely falling apart. But then it's just such an amazing piece of history. I don't know. You have to let me know your opinion, you guys. So yeah, I don't think I can go through it all, but it's just full. Beautiful, beautiful dies. I think, you know, I am kind of leaning towards taking them off because it's in such rough shape. If it was in better shape than this, I probably would not. Definitely would not. There's a lot of pages in here, so, you know, there's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you know, at least 100 sort of Victorian dies in here. Which would be, you know, wonderful. See, look, I can't even turn this page. It's just going to fall apart on me. It's going to break, so maybe it's worth me soaking them off. But anyway, you guys, I'll just close that up because it is super hard to handle. And actually, I looked up another one last week. There was another Victorian scrapbook, and I think somebody grabbed it for 99 cents. 99 cents with just the shipping of $8. Which is crazy. So I'll just pop this one down. I missed out on it because I was busy that night. Another thing that I grabbed was this beautiful album, and it is full of postcards, and the postcards all came from, I think, this lady here, and her name was Elise, yeah, Aunt Elise, and this one lady saved all the postcards and this album here, so it's still in pretty rough condition as well. I'll tell you a funny story about this actually. This is another eBay bid. Nobody else bid on it. It came from an auction house. It finished at like 2 AM in the morning or 1:30 or something like that. I can't quite remember. So I was up watching it on my husband's phone, and I'd only just put, I think, just over the reserve or whatever, and I kind of thought maybe I should change that and make it a little bit higher. And as I did that, I didn't realize that eBay automatically puts the next highest amount in for you, and then I put the amount in after that, and then I hit place bid. So my bid was set at $35,000. Now, of course, I didn't pay $35,000 because nobody else bid on it. But if people had kept bidding, my bid was, the highest bid was set at $35,000 because it was 1:30 in the morning. I was using a mobile phone. Oh, the heart attack I had, you would not believe. Look at this beautiful, I think it's King George, no, 1902 would have been Edward, the Edwardian era. Yeah, so, oh my goodness, you guys, I don't know if there's a way that you can take away your highest bid when you're bidding. I don't know, I'm gonna have to look into that because that was seriously dangerous. So all of these beautiful postcards, and you know, they're all written on, or some of them, this one just says with love, but the majority of them are all addressed and written on, which I actually love that more than blank postcards. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful album here full of postcards. I think these are really, really early on, the 1900s, 1920s maybe. Just lovely, a lovely album. So some of them are falling out. Don't know that I could really use any of these. I just think I'll save them because I just feel like this is the piece of somebody's history. They've saved these postcards from their life. I don't think I could bring myself to use these. So yeah, anyway, that's that's this beautiful album that I got. And then let's have a look here. A few more goodies, you guys. Once again, like I said, I love postcards. I have been buying postcards, some for really cheap, like this set here of like 4, I think I paid $3 for, with free postage, so like $2 for these 4 vintage postcards that are absolutely stunning. Beautiful, beautiful, lovely children. You can get some really good deals on eBay. And yeah, I definitely recommend you go and sort of have a look and see what you can snag for a good price. But I just absolutely love these vintage postcards. This is the Amphitheatre Giants Causeway, Alida. If you're watching this, this is where I knew the amphitheatre from in Ireland that you were talking about. Yeah, look at this, just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful postcards. Some like this, 99 cents with free postage, essentially free because postage is $1.10. So, you know, very, very, very cheap, you guys. This cute little diary here from 1946. This little shopping list. I've got a few other things floating about, but little pieces of ephemera I picked up for like $2 with free postage as well. They're fun bits and pieces to get. So there's that. I have one more thing. I got this bulk lot of Saver, what do you call them? Saver, what were they called? Stamps, Saver books, I think they were called. So these are American, I believe, and I don't know if we had these here in Australia or New Zealand at all. I have had people tell me they were in the UK, things like that, so I got a whole bunch, like a whole bulk lot of this for a really good price. So there's lots of fun books, and I mean there's just stacks, you guys, and most of them are filled with stamps, or some are empty, but not very many, just lots and lots of, they're all books and stuff. So that was the other thing I grabbed. So this is what happens when you can't go thrifting, you guys, you just end up buying online. So look at these beautiful stamps, they're so much fun. I will put these in things like journals, things like that, or I'll take some sheets out of the books, which I have done here actually. I've taken a lot of sheets out of the books and things. But so yeah, that is that, you guys. I guess I will head off now and do a few things, but I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it hasn't been too boring. I'm just trying to ease back into YouTube, so please bear with me if you found this one a bit too talkative and yeah, a bit too boring. But yeah, once again, I hope you're all keeping safe and well wherever you are, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be vegetable and botanical dyeing. It may have to be split up into a few parts, but once again, like I said, I'll be doing yellow onion skins, beets, and those are fresh beets, and purple cabbage, and then I'll probably be gathering things like petals and leaves and things like infuse marigolds and things like that, and I'm going to be doing some dyeing with those as well. So yeah, if you want to join me, you can gather up some of those things. I've been gathering yellow onion skins for quite some time. Whenever I make a meal, I save the onion skins and put them in a bowl. You can also do it with things like red onion skins. This is not like sort of limited. There are a lot of other vegetables and things that you can use. I personally choose the ones that I feel like makes the most dye, so I'm getting the most for my money. So if you're sort of doing things with raspberries and things like that, well, here personally raspberries are like nearly $5 a punnet. That's, you're not going to get much of that for $5 a punnet. So I'm looking for vegetables and things where I can get a decent amount of natural dye for my money. So that's why I've chosen those ones. Onions are cheap. Beets are pretty reasonable for the amount that you get. Same with the cabbage. It's great if you grow your own vegetables. You can go out there and experiment with whatever dyes you can make out of your own different types of vegetables. You can definitely do avocado dyeing. That's quite a common one. But yeah, I will see you then. And once again, thank you so much for joining me here today, and thank you for subscribing if you're new here. I did notice I did get a few more subscribers. Thank you for joining my channel, and I hope you've enjoyed the past content, and I hope you'll enjoy future content. And yeah, take care you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.